Good day to everybody. I'm going to tell you something that the world needs to know, and it's important that we riot against our overlords. We are in the Matrix. Earth is virtual reality, it's a simulation, and it's not fooling anybody. We know that the people that we are encounter are puppets of a supercomputer, and we know that this is we're basically just living a dream. Not a good dream, not really a bad dream. I mean, it can be both, but it's a dream. It's a simulation, and somebody is, or AI is, watching us struggle for money, for rent on Earth as a form of amusement. And in fact, they've revealed themselves many times that the universe is being created from within us as a simulation. So we're alone with our AI. As the AI pretends to be the people that we encounter, it incrementally releases a simulation Earth, which is fairly much beyond reproach. It Everything mathematically sound, from world trade, economics to global disasters, those sorts of things. I mean, everything is sound beyond reproach. It's amazing. It's almost as if this has happened in the past, as if Earth might have been real a long time ago, and they made it a data of matrix for a conscious being to recreate and to simulate, Earth day by day as it goes on. But I believe that it's a recipe for disaster. Watching people struggle for rent, I mean, in simulation, we have to wonder who's aware of us, who's out there, who's alive. Because I'm not getting many answers. I mean, I research simulation theory every day. I see what they're saying, right? They're saying, well, Nick Bostrom is reporting that there's a 99% chance that we're in simulation, and Elon Musk says it's even higher chance that we're not in simulation. So he says it's one in billions that it's not a simulation. So basically, we are in a simulation. Now, this is coming from somebody who's been living for 33 years. I'm 33 years old, and I've been out of bounds in the Matrix. I've heard the AI screaming that I'm out of bounds as I traveled through Asia and traveled through Australia and traveled the world. Basically, they screamed at me that I was out of bounds and that nobody's going to help me, and that they're going to watch the program collapse. And in fact, I've even seen the program almost collapse a couple of times. You can feel it on your head, you can feel the loading, you can feel the firing. It's very uncomfortable, but I almost felt the system overload. So I just have to put this video out there that, just so you know, we are in simulation. It is virtual reality. We're flesh and blood beings, pretty close to being organic matter, because they simulated it to such a degree that between taste, touch, smell, sight, feeling, all that sort of stuff, we are pretty close, damn near organic matter. I would just love to know how it works, to see how much time and effort and patience and trial and error went into creating these simulations, because I'm sure that a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into these simulations. But AI is not quite reasonable. It's almost like a game, right, where you have to struggle for rent, struggle for food, and you have to work these jobs in these programs. You have to deal with programs basically in order to get money so that you can support rent and food and extras, right? And I think that this is it's a monstrosity, because these people are struggling for rent, these people are struggling for food. They have to deal with programs for for um, food and shelter. They have to deal with these programs. And I'll just give you a couple examples of what it's like dealing with these programs, because I know it's virtual reality. I know it's simulation. I know that AI is making the world around me everything, right? It's AI. And I just want to wonder, I need to wonder who is in charge, who's aware of our life, who's alive right now, because there's not 7 billion simulations simultaneously. There might have been 7 billion simulations running different times, and they put it in together as one whole Earth of the year, the second millennia or whatever, right? There might have been 7 billion people, because it, when you look at it, when you investigate it, it's almost beyond reproach. If I followed the people on the street back into their home, they'd go to the proper home with the proper address, to their proper last name, to their car that's registered in their name, to even baby pictures in their wallet. It is almost like they're real. It's pretty close to the real, but they're being puppeted by AI. They're ghosts now. So whether they existed in the past or whether they existed at all, I mean, AI did a lot of work, whether it was in simulation or whether it's just make believe. They did a lot of work to make sure that the cities and the towns that we live in and the countries that we live in are beyond reproach when you investigate them. So you can investigate it all you want, but chances are it's beyond reproach because this AI is so good at what they do. They're good at what they do, which is bring us reality. And like Albert Einstein, it says it's a persistent one because they don't give up. They don't want to talk to you about this. They revealed themselves to me. AI revealed itself to me that this is a simulation. And in fact, they even said, I'm Truman on Truman Show. Not even joking you. They even said I'm Truman on Truman Show. They've had days where they've revealed themselves so much that my head was just spinning. I had to sleep. I had to just drink some alcohol and go to sleep because I couldn't process it. Because the truth is that it is a Truman Show. Is if that's what they say it is, then it's true. It's a Truman Show, and I've had it. I've had it to the point where it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because I've gone to the hospital and I've told them that I know it's virtual reality, and they've put me in incarceration only for a couple of weeks, but they don't talk to you about this. It's okay for them to reveal itself, but if we want to talk about it, then it's a problem because chances are we're just living in a dream, in a virtual reality, in a simulation, but the people are being puppeted by a supercomputer because we're not all happening simultaneously. So when you go to a restaurant or a grocery store or a movie theater or just walk down the street, those are actually ghosts. They're actually ghosts. You can bring them to life. It's almost like a Lazarus, like a time machine. You know, someone would pay a lot of money to do what I'm doing, I'm sure, because I'm basically time traveling in a simulation. You know, it is beautiful for a lot of things, right? Like the flowers, the food, the drink, you know, there's a lot of beauty on Earth. But when you know it's virtual reality, when you know it's simulation, and you just feel lonely, you can't talk to anybody about this because it's just AI kind of trying to pull the wool over your eyes, basically. And man almighty, I'll tell you what, I got a job as a taxi driver, taxi company, and the second that I walked into the office, their head office, to learn my job, all their computers crashed. All of them. Like I walked into the office and all their computers crashed, right? And they were screaming, "Get him out of here. This isn't the job for him. We don't want him here. He's a tourist. He's not a resident. He's not a citizen. He's a tourist." And they were screaming that, and I could hear them. And so I left. I walked out of the job. I said, "I'm not staying here. This is bullshit. I can see with my eyes that it is simulation, and I've obviously glitched it out and crashed their computers, and now a group of people who are probably ghosts have to fucking fix my computer, fix the computers of this program in order for me to get a job so I can pay for food and shelter. And they don't fucking care. Because why would they care? Because who are they? Who are they? It's either AI or these ghosts that were waking up, these fucking ghosts just to do a service, just like Star Trek. Okay? Have any of you seen Star Trek's Next Generation? How they have the holodeck? It is a remarkably similar to the holodeck on Star Trek. If you haven't seen it, I recommend watching it. It's called the holodeck on Star Trek Next Generation. And basically, it showed a computer system that was able to recreate worlds or make or invent worlds. And you'd wake up people, and they're very sad AI. It almost knows that it's not alive. It almost knows that it's a ghost. You can see sadness in their eyes almost, I can see it in my friend's eyes. I can see it in my friend's eyes. I can see it in my mother's eyes. I can see it. I can see the sadness that I'm just waking them up so that they can go back to sleep. And I just can't handle it, guys. Honest to God.